Welcome back to Area DMG. I'm your host, Phil Bussey, the Mile High Mouth. And today we're looking at episode 35 of season 7 of Adventure Time. This episode is called 5 Short Tables. And the basic point of this episode is that, well, it gets really meta at the end, but it's the Ice King, of course, reading some more of his Fionna Cake fanfiction to his penguins. Yeah. And this time, the stories are actually short versions in there. The whole narrative is that Fionna and Cake are Cake is making flapjacks, which are different from pancakes, and wants to make flapjacks that look and reminder of characters and people that live around them. So these are, quote, non-fiction flapjacks, end quote. There's a lot of little quick jokes there, lots of really nice little sight gags, like the periodic table of candy elements, or little verbal gags like the twice cursed flower demon and things like that. It's pretty amusing. Near the end of it, Fionna uses a flapjack sword, which I thought was kind of amusing, to beat the Ice Queen, who was telling her captive characters in this about her fan fiction of the Ice President, who's telling his captive versions of Finn and Jake, or Fionna and Cake, his story about the it gets really weird and meta, which I like about this episode. It gets really weird and meta. You get to see like the Flame Prince and Prince Bubblegum, and like you have some really good performances by from Neil Patrick Harris and Hannibal Buress and a bunch of other people, and it's pretty good. This is a funny episode, and near the end of it, you find out that it's all been a Grable that's being watched by the main character from those. I think it's like Cooper, something like that, who watches the Grables. And he's watching the Ice King as part of a Grable. And the Ice King is discovering that it's a weird meta thing. It's all inside jokes. And that works out pretty well. One thing I have to say about the Fionna and Cake episodes, though, is I like that they can take these characters and not just make them like a female version of Finn and Jake. They have their own personalities and their own things where they're similar and both different. Now here's the thing. If you're going to gender flip something, your character can't just be the same character in a dress or the same character in slacks. If you're going to change that gender around for your fictional character, you need to give that fictional character's other gender another slightly different personality. You can have personality quirks between those so people can identify that character and then make that work. I want to take a little moment of this to talk a little bit about the controversy between gender flipping. I mean, for example, Marvel was, a lot of people were upset over the quote Lady Thor thing because it's pretty much just that a character from there taking up the hammer, or the whole gender flipped Ghostbusters thing. Pretty much, if you're going to make a gender flip, follow Adventure Time. Do the right thing and make these characters their own character. Don't make them a male or female version of a previously existing character to the letter. The difference between Fionna and Cake and Finn and Jake is that some of their outlooks are different as well, because they bring a different perspective that comes with that gender. And that's important to a narrative story. Overall, I thought the episode was pretty meta, kind of funny. Lots of little background jokes. One thing in particular is go check out all the little book names inside the library area, and also inside of Prince Bubblegum's science library. And I hope somebody will be able to, we've seen screen caps of the periodic table of candy elements that he looks up. Part of it he's covered with his hand, which is irritating, but hopefully somebody from the production will give us a full periodic table of candy elements soon, because I did find it kind of amusing that some of the items on there are actually poisonous. But yeah, pretty great episode. A nice little change of pace from all the fairly narrative focused episodes that we've had this season, and pretty decent. I kind of wish it had more music, because one of my favorite parts of the Fionna and Jake episodes is the songs and the music. I mean, the person who designed Fionna and Cake went on to make Bee and Puppy Cat, and then some of the people who did the writing and music for those went on to make Steven Universe. So the people who are left need to take that bit there and just bring more of like find that formula for those. I would love more narrative focused Fionna and Cake episodes because I feel that they could really do something awesome with these characters by giving them their own thoroughfare or their own narrative throughout all these episodes. Right now they're just very slice of life, but we've got like what 4 or 5 of these episodes now. I think it's time to start sneaking in an overall narrative. Because hey, why not? Maybe they'll do a mini series that's just Fionna and Cake. I know a lot of the fans would love that. I would like that. Would you like that? You know, you should let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't hit that thumbs up button yet, hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, hit that subscribe button. And until the next video comes out, you are now caught up.